There's nothing more painful than knowing deep inside you're capable of so much more. Yet watching days, weeks, even years pass by and that greatness still locked inside you, screaming, "When will you show up for me?" Ladies and gentlemen, there comes a time in every person's life when you look in the mirror and realize you've been playing small, you've been holding back. You've been pretending you're fine with average when deep down your soul is starving for more. You can feel it. That burning desire, that whisper inside saying, you're made for greater things. But instead of answering that call, most people silence it. They drown it in distractions, in fear, in comfort. Your potential isn't gone, it's buried. Buried under years of self-doubt, buried under excuses that sound like logic, buried under the fear of failing, the fear of being judged, the fear of not being enough. But let me tell you this, you are enough. You have what it takes. You've always had what it takes. The problem isn't your lack of ability, it's your lack of belief. There's a version of you that wakes up early, that stays consistent, that follows through, that refuses to quit. That version of you already exists, but you'll never meet them if you keep letting fear lead your life. Your potential is begging you to show up. It's screaming, I'm still here. I haven't given up on you. Why are you giving up on me? You think time is the problem, but it's not. You think opportunity is the problem, but it's not. The real problem is that you're waiting for the perfect moment to move. When the truth is, the perfect moment is now. Every single day you delay your potential with is a little more. Every time you say, I'll start tomorrow, your confidence erodes. Every time you let fear win, your dream dies quietly in the background of your life. You say you want to change. You say you want success. But what have you done today to prove it? Potential doesn't reward intentions. It rewards action. You don't get paid for what you plan to do. You don't grow from what you almost did. You grow when you show up, even when you're tired, even when it's hard, even when you don't feel ready. There's greatness inside of you. I know it. You know it. But greatness doesn't come to people who want it. It comes to people who work for it. It comes to people who show up again and again when no one's watching. It comes to those who keep moving even when no one believes in them. You can't talk your way into your purpose. You have to grind your way into it. You can't just say, I want to be great, and then live like everyone else. You have to give up comfort for commitment. You have to choose progress over pleasure. You have to decide that your dream is more important than your excuses. Because if you don't show up for your potential, no one else will. If you don't fight for your greatness, no one else can. Your potential is waiting, not for luck, not for timing, not for miracles. It's waiting for you. And when you finally show up, when you finally stop letting fear decide for you, stop letting laziness hold you hostage, stop letting doubt control your destiny, everything changes. The doors that once looked locked will open. The opportunities that once seemed distant will appear. The person you always dreamed of becoming will finally step forward and say, where have you been? I've been waiting for you. Ladies and gentlemen, your potential is not dead, it's dormant. And today is the day you wake it up. Show up for your purpose. Show up for your dream. Show up for your life because your future depends on it. You see, your potential is not sleeping. It's suffocating. It's not gone. It's gasping under the weight of your excuses. I can't, maybe later, it's not the right time, is choking the life out of the greatness inside you. There's something powerful in you that's been waiting to break free, but it can't breathe because you keep feeding it excuses instead of effort. You keep saying, I'll start when I feel ready, but let me tell you something, readiness is a myth. Nobody ever feels ready to chase greatness. You become ready by starting. You grow by going. You find your strength by doing what you keep putting off. The more you wait, the weaker your potential becomes. The longer you delay, the heavier regret grows. Your excuses sound reasonable. That's what makes them so dangerous. You say, I'm tired. I've got too much going on. I'll do it after things settle down. But let me ask you this, when will things ever settle down? Life will always be busy. There will always be something pulling at you, distracting you, trying to convince you that your dream can wait. But your dream has already waited long enough. Excuses are comfort's best friends. They convince you that average is acceptable, that survival is enough, that staying the same is okay. But deep down, you know it's not. You can't keep feeding your fears and expect your future to flourish. You can't keep making peace with mediocrity and expect excellence to show up in your life. You were not designed to live in limitation. You were built to break through it. Every excuse you make pushes your breakthrough one step further away. Every time you rationalize your delay, you're telling your potential, you're not worth it right now. And that's a lie, because you are worth it. You've always been worth it. You might have failed before. You might have tried and it didn't work out. That's not an excuse to stop. That's evidence that you're growing. Every time you fall, you learn. Every setback is a setup for a stronger comeback. If you stop making excuses and start making moves, you can't wish your way into success. You can't hope your way into greatness. You've got to work your way into it. And that work begins the moment you stop saying, I can't, and start saying, I will. You owe it to yourself to stop letting your excuses write your story. Because when you look back on your life, regret will not be about the things you failed at. It will be about the chances you never took, the moments you didn't show up, the potential you never used. Every excuse you make today steals from the person you could be tomorrow. Your future self is counting on you. Your dream is waiting on you. Your purpose is begging you, stop smothering your potential, set it free. You were not born to make excuses. You were born to make a difference. You were not meant to blend in. You were meant to stand out. You are capable of so much more than your circumstances. But you'll never see it until you stop explaining why you can't and start proving that you can. So take a deep breath, stand tall, and make a decision. No more excuses. Not tomorrow, not next week. Now, because your potential has waited long enough. You can't rise to greatness if you keep hiding behind fear and comfort. You can't climb mountains while clinging to your couch. You can't step into your destiny while standing still in your doubt. Fear and comfort, those are the twin thieves of destiny. They steal your dreams not by force, but by persuasion. They whisper softly, you're safe here. You're fine where you are. Don't risk it. Don't try. Don't fail. And many people listen. They mistake safety for peace. But safety isn't peace, it's paralysis. Comfort is a silent killer, keeps you warm while it drains your fire. It keeps you stable while it steals your strength. You can't become who you were meant to be if you never challenge who you are. Fear will always show up when you're getting close to something big. That's how you know you're on the right path. Fear is not your enemy. It's an invitation. It's asking, are you willing to grow? Are you willing to stretch beyond what's familiar? Most people say no. But those who say yes, those who walk through fear, discover a version of themselves they never knew existed. Every great achiever you admire once stood exactly where you are, trembling, uncertain, scared of failure. But they moved anyway. They acted despite fear. That's what separates the successful from the stagnant. Not absence of fear, but mastery over it. Comfort, on the other hand, will make you believe you're doing okay when you're not growing. It'll tell you that rest is progress, when really it's delay. It'll keep you dreaming but never doing. It'll let you talk about goals that you never pursue. You have to make a decision. Do you want to feel comfortable or do you want to feel alive? Because you can't have both. Greatness requires discomfort. Growth demands challenge. You have to be willing to be stretched, criticized, doubted, and misunderstood. You have to walk through fire to find your flame. You can't wait for courage to come. Courage is built in motion. The more you act, the braver you become. The moment you stop letting fear hold the steering wheel of your life, everything changes. You'll realize fear was never as strong as your focus, and comfort was never as rewarding as progress. Stop settling. Stop shrinking. Stop saying maybe later. You have something powerful within you, but you'll never find it in the comfort zone. Step out. Step up. And even if you stumble, stumble forward, because every step away from fear is a step closer to freedom. Your potential doesn't live in the land of comfort. It lives in the territory of courage. You can't rise to greatness until you walk through the valley of fear and say, this won't stop me. So stop hiding. The world is waiting for the real you to show up. Every single day that you wake up, life is handing you a brand new blank page. The question is, what will you write on it? Will it be a story of hesitation, of what you could have done, or a story of persistence, of what you did despite the odds? You see, greatness doesn't respond to dreams that stay locked in your imagination. It responds to action. Your potential is waiting for your movement, not your motivation. Motivation fades, but discipline, that's what turns ordinary people into legends. There are people who spend their whole lives waiting for the right time, waiting for inspiration, waiting for the perfect moment. But the truth is, that perfect moment you're waiting for doesn't exist. Life will never pause so you can catch up. You have to move while you're scared, while you're uncertain, while you're still figuring it out. Because if you don't, the world will move without you. Action has a powerful energy. The moment you move, you shift something in the universe. Things begin to align. People begin to appear. Opportunities begin to open. But nothing moves until you do. You can read all the books, watch every video, pray every prayer. But until you act, your life will stay the same. Every time you take a step, even a small one, you're sending a signal to your potential saying, I'm ready. Every time you push past comfort, your confidence grows. And every time you refuse to quit, you're building momentum, the invisible force that transforms effort into excellence. Don't let procrastination disguise itself as preparation. Some people aren't preparing, they're postponing. They convince themselves they need more time, more resources, more information, when what they really need is more faith. You don't need to have it all figured out to start. You just need to start. Because clarity doesn't come before action, it comes from action. There are dreams buried in graveyards because people waited too long. They waited until they felt ready. They waited until conditions were perfect. They waited until fear disappeared. And it never did. You can't outwait fear. You can only outgrow it through movement. When you move with faith, even when your legs are trembling, something changes inside you. You begin to realize you were never waiting on the right time. The right time was always waiting on you. Stop standing still while your destiny is calling. Stop delaying while your purpose is pacing the floor, wondering when you'll show up. Your future is waiting for the version of you that's willing to act now, not someday. So make the call, write the page, start the business, apply for the job, speak up, step out, because motion creates miracles. And when you finally move, when you finally start showing up for yourself, you'll realize something beautiful. You didn't need to be perfect to begin, you just needed to begin to become powerful. Every time life knocks you down, it's testing your belief, not in the world, but in yourself. Because hear me clearly, setbacks are not stop signs, they're strengthening sessions. Every challenge you face is not meant to break you, it's meant to build you. But the problem is, too many people give up right before the blessing arrives. They quit in the middle of their process because it's uncomfortable. They think pain means punishment, when really it means progress. The storm you're in right now is shaping something inside you. It's sharpening your mind, refining your character, building your patience, and revealing your strength. You can't grow without resistance. You can't rise without pressure. Diamonds don't form in comfort. They form under crushing force. So don't curse your struggle. Learn from it. Life will hit you hard. No question about it. You'll face rejection, failure, betrayal, disappointment. But those aren't reasons to quit. They're reasons to dig deeper. Because what you become during the storm matters far more than what you get after it. You have to remind yourself that every loss is a lesson. Every no is redirection. Every breakdown is a setup for a breakthrough. You are not being buried. You're being planted. And if you stay the course, if you keep believing, if you keep pushing, the same ground that tried to bury you will one day applaud your growth. When life tests you, it's not trying to see what you know. It's trying to see what you'll do. It's easy to talk about faith when everything is going right. But can you believe when everything is going wrong? Can you keep showing up when no one's clapping for you? Can you keep working when it looks like nothing's working? That's the test, and that's what separates dreamers from doers. Every great comeback story started with a fall. Every champion once looked defeated. Every success story had a chapter that looked like the end. But those who made it didn't stop there. They decided, I may be down, but I'm not done. You have that same strength inside you, the ability to rise again, the power to rebuild, the courage to begin again. Because failure is not final, it's feedback. It's information that says you tried. Now try smarter. So when life hits you hard, don't shrink, stand taller. Don't retreat, refocus. Don't cry over what you lost. Fight for what's next. Your potential is not intimidated by pain. It's activated by it. One day, you'll look back on everything that hurt you and realize it didn't break you, it built you. It taught you to be relentless. It taught you to show up even when it hurt. And it taught you the truth, that inside you is a power far greater than any problem you'll ever face. So rise again, because your story isn't over. You're not at the end. You're in the middle of becoming everything you were meant to be. You have to stop treating your potential like a side project and start treating it like your life depends on it. Because it does. Every single day, your potential is screaming for your attention. It's asking, when will you stop ignoring me? When will you stop making excuses and start becoming who you're meant to be? Deep down, you know there's more inside you. You can feel it when you go to bed at night, knowing you didn't give your best. You can feel it when you see others winning, not because they're better, but because they're bold enough to act while you hesitate. That's the pain of unused potential. It doesn't destroy you overnight. It eats you slowly, piece by piece, dream by dream. You weren't created to live an average life. You weren't designed just to exist. You were built to expand. But if you keep living beneath your calling, playing small, pretending you don't care, you're betraying the very gift you've been given. Don't you dare hide your fire because someone else can't handle your flame. Don't you dare shrink your light because the world feels more comfortable in the dark. You owe it to yourself and to the God that created you to live fully, loudly, unapologetically. The sad truth is potential doesn't guarantee success. You can have the talent, the dream, the vision, and still fail, not because you couldn't do it, but because you didn't try hard enough. The gap between what you're capable of and what you actually do, that's where regret lives. And regret is a weight you can't easily shake off. It whispers in your ear when you're alone. You could have done more. You could have become more. You see, your potential doesn't respond to your intentions. It responds to your investment. Every time you show up, every time you push harder, every time you do what others won't, you're making a deposit into your destiny. But every time you choose laziness, distraction, fear, you're robbing your own future. You're either feeding your dream or starving it. There's no middle ground. You have to understand, your potential is your promise. It's proof that there's something greater inside you waiting to come alive. But that version of you won't come out through comfort. It's born through commitment. You can't unlock your power by wishing, only by working. Stop saying one day. Stop saying, when things get better. Stop saying, I'll start tomorrow. Because the truth is, tomorrow doesn't exist. All you have is today. So ask yourself, what are you doing with the potential you've been given? Are you burying it or are you building with it? Because one day, you'll have to answer for it. One day, you'll look back and see the life you created, or the one you let slip away. Don't die with your potential still inside you. Don't let your greatness go to the grave unexpressed. You owe it to your future to show up, not halfway, but all in. You can have all the talent in the world, all the ideas, all the dreams, but without consistency, none of it matters. Potential might get you started, but discipline keeps you moving. The truth is, the universe doesn't reward the most talented, it rewards the most committed. You can't build an empire on motivation alone. Motivation is fleeting, it's emotional. One day you feel unstoppable, the next day you don't even want to get out of bed. That's why you need discipline. Discipline says, I don't care how I feel. I've got work to do. Every successful person you admire didn't make it because they felt like it every day. They made it because they showed up anyway. They showed up tired. They showed up broke. They showed up doubted. But they kept showing up. And eventually, consistency turned into confidence. And confidence turned into success. You have to stop negotiating with your goals. Stop making deals with your distractions. Every time you hit snooze, every time you scroll instead of study, every time you say, I'll do it later, you're saying no to your future. You're choosing comfort over commitment, ease over excellence. But champions don't operate like that. Champions do what's necessary, not what's convenient. There's a war going on between your habits and your dreams. And every choice you make decides the winner. The people who make it to the top don't have easier lives. They have stronger minds. They've trained themselves to push through boredom, pain, and doubt because they understand that greatness is built in the moments nobody's watching. If you only work hard when you're motivated, you'll never reach your potential. But if you keep working when it's tough, when it's lonely, when it feels pointless, that's when the magic happens. That's when growth begins. Discipline is the bridge between potential and power. Stop waiting for the perfect energy, the perfect mindset, the perfect plan. Just start. Because once you begin, momentum will find you. And every time you push past resistance, you're rewriting your story from someone who talks about success to someone who creates it. When you finally commit, truly commit, something amazing happens. Your focus sharpens, your energy changes. People start noticing, opportunities start opening, and most importantly, you start believing. Because consistency builds credibility, not with others, but with yourself. And when you trust yourself, when you know that you'll keep your word, that you'll show up no matter what, that's when you become unstoppable. Because at that point, it's not about motivation, it's about mastery. It's not about hype, it's about habit. So build discipline like your life depends on it, because your dream does. Keep showing up when you're tired. Keep showing up when nobody believes. Keep showing up when results are slow. Because one day the same people who doubted you will call you lucky. But it won't be luck. It'll be the reward for every single day you refuse to quit. Ladies and gentlemen, life will always test your consistency, your courage, and your commitment to becoming who you were meant to be. But remember this, your potential is not dead, it's waiting. It's waiting for you to rise above the noise, silence the excuses, and step into the arena of your destiny. Every time you choose growth over comfort, every time you push past your fears, every time you decide to show up even when it hurts, you awaken another level of greatness within you. You were not born to settle. You were born to shine. You were not placed here just to exist. You were placed here to expand, to inspire, to impact. And that means you can't keep living small when something greater is calling you. Your potential is begging you, not whispering, begging you to show up and give the world what only you can give. Stop underestimating what you carry. Stop delaying your purpose. Stop treating your gift like it's optional. You've got something powerful inside you, but it won't reveal itself until you decide fully, completely, and unapologetically that you're ready to chase it with everything you've got. You might be tired, you might be doubted, you might be scared, but so what? So were the great ones before you. They weren't fearless, they were faithful. They didn't wait for the perfect moment. They made the moment perfect by showing up again and again. So, my friend, this is your time. Your potential has waited long enough. Your dream has waited long enough. Your destiny has waited long enough. Step up, show up, and give the world a reason to remember your name. Because when you finally decide to honor your potential, when you finally decide to show up, that's when the world will finally see who you were born to become. Now go out there and become it.